I saw another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Darling, when you go away, it won't be as simple for you.
Yes, there's not a problem with the audio. I'm just very, very deep in. I'm not going to do all the intro stuff or subscribe or hey, or all the rest of it. I mean, all you have to look at is the screen to the right. I don't usually do. I haven't done a post-match reaction for a long time, actually, a live post-match reaction for a long time, but. It's effectively called like emergency stream or whatever. I've not done this, and for those who want to have their say, I have posted a link, in the comments. If you want to come on and have your say and vent and rant, it's fine. It's be a venting session. There are a lot of places I have to be to make appearances, but I just thought have a United channel. If there are people that want to come in and want to have their say, I have pinned the link. I think I pinned the link. Let me just double check. I pinned the link. Let me double check that. I'll just pin the link. Anyway, I'll pin the link at the top of the chat and you can sort of come in and just have your say. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 5. And I think you have to sort of double check the fact that we were home. Now, it would be a disgrace even at Anfield. It would be a disgrace if we lost 5 at Anfield. And that type of thing would come in. I think if I recall, we lost... In Mourinho's last season, I think we lost 3 or 4-0. I can't remember. I pinned it now at Anfield, and that was one of the factors to getting him sacked. I don't really know how this ends, but what I would say is that it's a disgrace. And I'll get to comments in a second, but I just want to quickly just load off a little bit because I want to. There's a visceral reaction to this, and there's numbness. But I at the same time, I also want to be constructive, going through the full thing, because while this is on Ole, on the management and going out, it goes back to the same thing we say 3 years from top to bottom, board, management, and players, and this whole game epitomized that. To be honest, it really, really did. Make sure you like the vid, guys. Actually, not the vid and get involved. Comment goes a long way. So with the algorithm, what have you, I want to get as many people on and involved. Before I go, actually, let me take some comments before I go into my rant. So I've got quite a bit to say, and I want to try and break it down. Actually, I'm not going to put text to the score. You can see it in the image there. 0-5. We allowed Mohamed Salah to get a free piece at Old Trafford. I cannot remember the last time a Liverpool player scored a hat-trick. I think it must have been 18, 20 years ago. So I cannot remember the last time that we allowed a player to score a hat-trick at Old Trafford. And we allowed Mount. And to be fair, and Ollie's Moses, I see you in the chat. I'm going to bring you in. In a second. So I just want to quickly get my monologue and read a few comments, but I will bring you in, bro. I don't really know when the last time a Liverpool players come to and baptized, basically. And what's frustrating, what the most frustrating thing about this game, much like the Atalanta games, we've got to remember, Atalanta had 5-6 players out injured. Here, no Fabinho, no Manuel, they was on the bench, etc. Liverpool had their own injuries. Milner came off as well. They didn't have their first team. We had access to a first team squad. And Liverpool didn't even play that. I don't actually think Liverpool played that well. People will say Liverpool were fantastic. I don't think they played particularly well, Liverpool. We were just awful. We were just absolutely total garbage. Now, let me quickly just go in. Ognu says, Ollie should go. I agree. Ollie needs to go. Hamza says, Ollie needs to go. Take Maguire off for Johnson. Disgrace. Worst game I've ever seen. To be honest, it's against with Maguire because I had empathy for him because, yes, he's coming back for an injury. But if you're still unfit, if you're still not recovering from injury, you tell the coach, you tell the people that you shouldn't. I'm going to get into that later. But I'm at the point with Maguire and Lindelof that I generally think that we should try Phil Jones and see if it works. Because for some reason, Ollie doesn't like Bailly. I don't know why. I've got no idea why. I don't know why after we've conceded in 3 games, we've conceded 10 goals. More than that. 5 goals against Liverpool now, 4 goals against Leicester, and 2 goals against Atalanta. We've conceded 11 goals in 3 games. And if Ollie does stay, and I hope he doesn't, it would be insane if you concede 11 goals in 3 games to keep the same back 4. So I don't know what Bailly's done. At this point, if you're not going to play Bailly, at least try Phil Jones. See, maybe he might do something. I don't know, because you can't keep that same back 4. Hello again, Razas, man. Yeah, bro, such a disgrace, man. I didn't think I'd be live. I really didn't. Raymond Moore, shout out to long time no see, bro. Most embarrassing I've been as a United supporter. Ami Chan says Ollie out. I agree. Shout out to Rich Sports. I'm sure he's doing his own post match. I don't know what to say either. If there's one game of the season I don't want us to lose, and even if we lose, it's fine. But I remember at the end of last season, they put 4 passes at Old Trafford, and I was like, well, it's not a big deal. We make mistakes. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things in terms of points, in terms of position. It would have been interesting to see Liverpool not play in the Champions League, and we made changes and we were tired. Fair enough. No excuse here. No excuse. The Flicker Fight says this is number 1 bullshit. I agree. I don't know what there's to say about that. Keep the comments coming. If you have any questions, I think comments, guys, but keep it in. MN says, I better not see Magpies tonight. Magpies, this is, if you want to see Red Devil Studio, MN, this is Red Devil Studio channel. If you want to see reaction, my thoughts on the whole thing, you come in and tune into Red Devil Studio. Magpie Studio makes its appearance on other channels, but Red Devil Studio is on this channel, man. 3-1, I think. Where did that come from? I think whatever. The players definitely down tools. They lost their head. I mean, but the thing, and that's where the worrying thing is, because this just mirrors just what happened with Jose, really. We had a similar thing where we're coming back in games and then eventually we just drop because that isn't sustainable. And I just don't see why the board, United, decided, you know what? We're going to give him a 4-year contract this season. He's not won any trophies, but we're going to trust that it's going to be okay. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to give him a 4-year contract. I didn't understand that. I did not understand that. Ollie and the Glazers are to blame. So I'll break it down. I want to just hear the thoughts. Ollie's mass in a second. Scroll through your comments. Send the link. EFAC, the link is I pinned the link to the chat. So if EFAC, if you're listening, I'm sure I pinned it. Let me just double check. Yeah, have your say. It should be pinned. It should be pinned in this chat. So if you want to come on, the link should be pinned. So please have a look. The link should be pinned in the chat there. Ollie needs to join. Needs to go. He is just so stubborn. Keeps playing McFred for no reason. DVD being left out for what? I mean, and the thing about this is that, like, I don't disagree with you, but I'm gonna break this into segments, into coaching staff, management, players, and also fans. Because to be quite frank, I don't care what midfield we would have played today, we would have still been spanked. We conceded 4 goals. We played Matic, Pogba, and Bruno in that midfield against Leicester. Fine, we held 4. Whatever midfield that we do, we're still going to get spanked. We're still going to get spanked. Why? Because quite frankly, our defense is garbage. We're conceding goals that are garbage. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. We have lost 4-1 to Scouts, even under. We have not, but this has been going for far too long. Liverpool tried to keep respectful. We're lucky we weren't faced with Bayern. Yeah, exactly. There's a big part of me that's like, you know, I don't want us to go in the Europa League, but at the same time, do you want us to see us being lubricated by a Bayern or a thing? I don't want that. So we have to actually manage soon. At this point, I wasn't even for a Conte. I'm still not a Conte fan, but like someone has to do something about the defense because it's just garbage. It really is. It's garbage. How do I join? Yeah, so yeah, I see. I'll bring these two people in, but yeah, it's the link. I mean, Joseph's game was 3-1 thing, but 3. Oh right, okay, I see what you mean, Rasmus. Yeah. It didn't matter much, obviously, because of the grand scheme of things. He lost quite a few, but you know, we look what. How many wins do we have at home aside from the CL? Okay, we beat Atalanta luckily, but we've lost to Villa, drew with Everton, got spanked by Liverpool, and we beat Newcastle. So 1 win at home, if I recall, in the league, and we even lost in the Carabao Cup at home in West Ham. Disgrace. This is actually relegation form that we're playing right now, and unlike Arteta, who at least has his stronger team back, a bit of injuries, we have a relatively... I admit, Varane is a massive miss. Varane, for me, take the captaincy of Harry Maguire right now when he comes back. Because ever since Varane got injured, we just look absolutely garbage. We look terrible. Awful. We look terrible without Varane. But you still have Eric Bailly on the bench, who is fit, who can play, who is far better than those two bricks. So I put that my 2 cents up. And SMB, shout out to you, man. Bro, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. Sorry for loss, mate, bro. It's not looking good, man. It's really not. It's not. I know, Ollie in, baby. I know. I'll take the bans. I'm just waiting to see what the brainless waste of space and man just to say also is a bit. To be honest, why say anything? There's no like after when you have a loss like this, the players, the manager go into hiding, or at best they apologize and say they come out and say we are sorry that was unacceptable, whatever. You know, fine, apologize, clap, whatever. Okay, fine, but outside of that, don't say anything. Don't say anything at all. Now, the dressing rooms, yeah, it's gone. Powers Electra says, Ollie's afraid of conceding goals to Fred Rington, but still concede. No difference. It's just the thing. I agree, but I just think that, as I said to before, like I don't think it matters what midfield we play because I think our defense is garbage, and I'll go into that. But the shout out to Average Joe as well, by the way. I'm going to just bring in one at a time. So Ollie is Moses, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, bro. Thoughts on this debacle, man? This debacle.
Yo, I don't even know where to start, man. I'm lost for words. I switched off my my TV at halftime because I saw the way the goals the way that the goals went in. It's terrible and awful, you know, and it's a disgraceful performance. If you see the first 2 goals, especially. It was Maguire and Shaw doing a really bad clown show. So I mean, especially for the first goal, you would have seen the 3 of the back 4 were were standing in a perfect line. But if you see Shaw, he was ball watching. On the half of the first line. So and the ball goes for Salah and Caden nets in. So for the second goal, especially Maguire and Shaw, no communication, zero communication. They bump into each other. Trent gets the ball, cross, and Jota goal. I mean, after that, I just knew this was going to be a whitewash. I'm so happy, so glad that this was not Bayern, because if it was Bayern, man, it would have been triple digits. It would have been like that. I have no idea what to say. And I seriously believe, I really believe that Oli will still stay. Because they offered this guy a 4-year contract at the start of the season, and they backed him with all the players. If they sack him now, it's going to look bad on the manager and the board as well. So I don't think he's going to I think he will still survive. And that's why I call myself Ollie's Moses, because this guy, he can never be above criticism, you know? Like he never gets criticized by his mates. I saw Paul Scholes criticizing him the other day, but Gary Neville still backs this guy for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what he sees in him. His man management, what he's being praised for, is now terrible.
Yeah.
He's freezing out so many of his players like Van de Beek, Eric Bailly, just to name a few. Sancho, I'm not seeing. And you're leaving out Pogba in such a high-profile game. I don't know what's going on with that. He's playing Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes injured. I don't know what's going on. So I mean,
I'll ask this next question too, is what's confused me, because a lot of people criticize Ole for the last season for the counter-attack football style of play. Oh, it's boring, it's whatever. But at least it somewhat worked at times, especially against Liverpool and the big teams. And I think, I don't know whether it was Carragher or Neville, someone made a point about this where, and I watched this during the game, where I expected anyway, because at the end of it, I still think that this Liverpool side is still a better team than United, regardless. So I still expected, you know what, that's fine, they're going to come. Let's just defend deep, make sure that we keep compact, and then when Liverpool give us space, which they will, we'll counter-attack them with pace, with Rashford, etc. But what happened is that we decided to try and press Liverpool, try and play through Liverpool, try and get them, but we can't press like Liverpool, like City, like etc. We don't do that. We're not coached to do that. So he tried to, it's almost like he went against what he usually does, tried to out-press Liverpool, and then we got spanked. And then after that, we just couldn't defend. So it was a very, very bizarre where, like, I was very surprised that how that. I guess what I'm saying is that I don't really know what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is doing or how he wants to play right now. I like what actually is it that you want to do? It's insane.
I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to turn into a more possession-based style this season with the signings you could see, especially Sancho. I think he wanted to go for a more possession-based style, like hold the ball in the opponent's half. I would say like how Liverpool plays, But I don't know. I think the way he's implementing it is very, very wrong, and the press is very disjointed, as you say, because when you want to play high pressing possession-based style, you have to be pressing from the front. You cannot have a really bad high press and just try to employ a mid block. But I think the main issue is teams bypass our press very easily because our press is so disjointed. You can see sometimes it's just Bruno Fernandes that's pressing. Ronaldo, he maintains his position. Sometimes it's Rashford that's pressing, but our press is never ever uniform. It's very disjointed because of which teams will be able to play through our front line very easily and gets into the midfield. I think that's the main reason why we keep conceding so many goals, as well as individual errors like lack of concentration, players losing their heads on corners. But I think it's just we don't defend as a unit. We defend as individual players, mainly just like the way we attack. We defend as individual players. We don't attack and defend as a unit. That's why you can see, even if you see today, you see Fred sometimes occupying a higher position, leaving McTominay on his own to man that entire midfield. Whereas if you see Liverpool's midfield, they're always in uniform. You see Henderson, Naby Keita, and Milner pressing and defending as a 3, as well as attacking as a 3. But if you see McTominay, so it's sometimes McTominay and sometimes Fred. One of them always pushes up, leaving the other on their own. That's why our midfield gets bypassed very easily, and their front line can, occupy positions that as dangerous in behind our backline as well as in front of our backline, because there is no protection from the midfield. So this is very different from what we observed last season, where he was more defensive and more trying to make it more compact, But yeah, that's what I think, especially from this match.
I've got a few people waiting, but thank you for your thoughts on. So just find a question from to next one. Like, what do you basically think is going to happen to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now? And that's the first question. And who do you think should replace him if he does get sacked?
See, for me, my heart tells me that Ole should go and he should be gone. But my head's telling me that he will stay because of how much the owners have invested in this dude. But if he goes, my ideal replacement will be Ten Hag because I really like the way he plays, and I just think he's very fun to watch, and his man management is really good. I wouldn't take Zidane or Conte because I don't know. I don't really prefer those managers. It's only I would take Erik Ten Hag. That's my preference, But yeah, thanks for the opportunity, man.
No worries.
Love your shows, and you love your debut, like your shows on HH.
Oh right, yeah. listen.
Funny.
Red Devil is here. Magpies is over there. That's it from now on. Red Devil is here. Magpies over at HH. So Red Devil is no longer going to be on HH for the foreseeable future until Ollie goes. So, but take care, bro.
Ask him about Lukaku.
At this point, I've got to keep quiet, man. 5-0 is
that's true.
You gotta hide. Take care, bro. Take care, man. Right, bro. Average Joe, man. You there, man?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here.
What's what say? What do you have to say? That's I don't. There's nothing I can really.
I really didn't think he was gonna play McFred. I really did not think that he was gonna have McTominay and Fred in the team, but of course he puts McFred in the team. And the stubbornness, the doubling down, the favorites, the lack of this guy. This guy was sitting down the whole time. This guy was sitting on the bench the whole time, the whole game. He did not move. He did not. I'm at a loss for words.
To be honest, I in his defense, like I don't really know what you do when you like 3-0 down in 20 minutes. I don't even really know what you do, really. Like I'm not saying that like he's right, but like you look at that first, you're like, okay, what do I do? So, but go on.
You at least try and lead the team. You at least try to spark a little bit of fight into the team. You don't sit down. You don't cave in. At least Klopp was winning 3-0 and he's still shouting out his players. He's still shouting out tactics. He's still trying to motivate the team up. All these 3-0 down, he's sitting on the bench. He's sitting on the bench. And it's just like this is the end for him. For me, he has to go. I'll be very surprised if I wake up tomorrow and he's not sacked. For me, it's either Zidane or Ten Hag. For me, it's those two.
You wouldn't take Conte, presumably.
I feel like Conte would just be another Jose.
Jose, yeah.
To be honest with you,
that's my feeling. Yeah, go on.
I think that it would be good. We would have like a season or maybe half a season of good times, but then it would just fall apart. To be honest with you,
and he also loses dressing rooms and gets arguments with boards as well. So it's a bit difficult. Conte, that's the thing. So yeah, I remember at Chelsea he won the league, and then they all turned him in the following season because he lost the dressing room. So but anyway, so yeah, go on, average, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, today was disgraceful, man. Yeah. It was really disgraceful. And Pogba, thoughts on him? Thoughts on?
I mean, the funny thing is, a friend, as I see on Twitter, shout out to my man Usman, man, like because people saying he should have played Pogba, and then he came on and then he did that. So I was just kind of like, so for me, and I've said this a while. I've said this, and I said this at the start that I don't think whatever midfield we played, I still think we would have conceded. Well, we still would have lost the game by a lot. Because although I agree with a lot of people that the midfield is an issue, and it is, I also think that the way that we are defending, as in the back four, the goals that we concede are just bad. They're not like it's like the 2 goals today. There's a goal today and a goal Leicester where when I see a goal where at my age I'm like, you know what, with my intelligence I know that I should do that. Then there's an issue. The Leicester goal, I think it was the 3rd one, when you saw basically most of the United defenders ball watching. I think Lindelof, and then Vardy's by him. There's literally 6 United. So this is the thing. There's 6 United players in the box.
Yeah,
and Vardy's by himself and he scores. So you're like, I don't understand how that's possible because you've got the players back. So that's not a midfield thing because the players are there. The players are back.
It's a defense thing.
It's
Yeah.
a defensive thing. So likewise today, I would argue half of the goals were the second goal weeks with Maguire and Shaw. Man, I've got the ball. Man on, whatever. Shout. No, they just crash into each other. So a lot of those goals that I've seen and we've conceded this season, especially when Varane hasn't played, because I think Varane is at least less brickish. I'd love to see a defensive partnership with Varane and Bailly. I would love to see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when those two players don't play, and we play because I've always said Maguire and Lindelof as centre back will never work. It won't. And then you put McTominay and Fred in front of that, you're asking for trouble. So, you know, as far as what I'm saying about Pogba goes, at the end of the day, I don't think if he had started, it would have made a difference. And the fact that he came on and did that, it was like, for me, it was just
baffling.
It was just unprofessional.
Yeah.
It was just unprofessional. And what I saw from this entire game was that this United team, this United players, because, and I kind of want to go into this on the thing. So I know I see you, Thomas, you, Nick, I'm going to bring you guys in. But I want to just lay this point is that I agree that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should be sacked. And I agree that that his tactics are not good enough. But I do come down on some of these players, and I always come down on players because I think you need to be fair, because some of these players have played under different managers and have still not performed. Luke Shaw, for me, he had a great season last season. He was great, and I was like, maybe Ollie's getting something because this is the best season he's had, to be honest, in the United shirt. And this season has been garbage. And at some point, I'm like, yes, there's a possibility that a new manager comes in and can make this particular player better. But at what point are you like, you played under 3 different managers, 2, maybe 3 different managers, and you still not reached the levels that we expect as United? When does it become that player just isn't good enough? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, you know, so because I don't know. And yeah, that's my fault. But yeah, sorry, go on. What do you think should happen? What do you think should happen now, essentially? And who would you bring in coach wise?
For me, Ale needs to go tomorrow. Ale needs to be out the club. And like I said, bring in Zidane or Ten Hag. Bring in one of those two. Because here's the thing: the main problem, the peacock in the room is that it's the board. That's the main problem. Everybody knows that. There's no discussion there. But we can't bring that. There's no way we're gonna bring the board out. So as of now, we just need a new manager and hope that we can turn it around, because we're 7th or 8th now. And also another thing: 70, 80 million, and Sancho's on the bench. For a derby, that makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
So for me, he has to go and bring in one of those two managers. No communication at the back. No solidarity between the team. No leadership between the team. No communication.
No.
And no fight for the badge. No fight for the badge today. No. And here's the thing. I remember I was looking at the game, and I remember when I was young, when you had when Bruno was getting pushed around for Van Dijk. No Manchester United players came in. They were all just standing around looking at that. When Ronaldo kicked the ball into I believe it was Jones or Trent or something like that. No players came into his defense. So where's the fight for the badge? Where's your fight for your teammates? There wasn't any. So yeah, man, Ollie out. And now I will say this though. One positive I will bring: I'll be very, very surprised if we go into Europa now, because now hopefully we will get a response out of these players. So if we go into Europa, I'll be very, very, very surprised.
I hope you're right, bro, because you know, as people were saying that, you know, Villarreal, Atalanta, we played them, a lot of those teams had injuries, and we're playing them away. And while I admit that our away form has generally been better, like at this point, it doesn't look like there's any difference really. I just think that it looks like he's lost the dressing room, you know, I generally don't know what happens from here. But as you said, I'd be very surprised if he stays. Then he has to change something, because I cannot see that same back four. I mean, Wan-Bissaka is probably the best out of that 4-5 stretch, and that's nothing to be boasted about because he's still not great. But you could clearly see in this game that pretty much every single goal came down our left-hand side or the middle, so it wasn't down the right-hand side. So I don't know, bro. So like I said, I don't tend to do these live post-match reactions anymore, but it just he needs to go. And the only thing I think they'll stay is that the managers that we want don't want to come. So does Zidane really want to come to Manchester? Does he even want to come to Manchester in the Premier League? Personally, I think.
But here's the thing, because like this is I was talking with a guy today, and he's like, would a manager really want to come to this club? Look at the players that we have. We have a good squad. If you gave this squad to a competent manager, we would be winning a trophy. We would be winning the Prem or maybe even the Champions League. Chelsea won the Champions League. If we gave this squad, it's not like our squad is trash.
No, it's not.
This isn't 2016 or something like that. We have a good squad. Ronaldo, Pogba, Bruno, Greenwood. If somebody was developing Greenwood, if somebody knew how to use Sancho, Van de Beek was on the bench again today. If somebody used Van de Beek, we now have Varane. Wan-Bissaka 1v1 is one of the best right backs for straight up tackling. So it's not that we have a bad squad. We just need a competent manager. Rashford's back now. And Fergie watched this match. He was there. Just brought me to tears.
I felt bad for Sir Alex Ferguson, to be honest. You don't want to see Liverpool being. Imagine if Roy Keane was in that changing room right there. Roy Keane would. Literally, I'm curious to see if there was I wanted him in the sky from right there, because if Roy Keane would be literally like Roy Keane would choose violence.
Yeah,
Roy Keane would choose violence after seeing this absolute and total lubrication. So, but average man, thanks for coming on, man. I need to just get some people on. So, we'll probably dissect this later. If Oli does get sacked, I will probably do another live and a discussion. So, but we'll just see what happens, man.
Have a nice one, man.
Take care, man. See ya. Let me bring. Okay. Right. Nick, I'll come to you after. So, Tom, are you there, man? Tom, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What was that, man?
Shocking.
I mean, it's apathy at this point, isn't it? Really, it's apathy. Is it pain, or is it just apathy now?
There's not a word to describe it. There's not a word in the dictionary that can describe the feeling right now. Pain doesn't come close to it. Apathy is nowhere near it. Nowhere near the marker. There's not a word. Anybody who had these whole thought process, and Paul Scholes, like I've said, I've referred to it all evening. BT Sport, go and watch that clip. It's all over social media.
Yeah,
play like that in the first half, and you'll get wiped aside. Look what happened. 4-0 half time. Game's done and dusted. People were going out. People were going home at that time.
Yeah.
People have saved up all week, young families and whatever, to take the kids to a derby game or something. I know people who've travelled nearly over 1,000 miles. Over the world to come and watch this game, and then they see that.
Yeah.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking. And the manager comes out and says that, the coaches are good, the coaches are brilliant. How can you make quotes like that after this result? Nothing's good. It's quite clear nothing's good.
You can't losing 5-0 to Liverpool at home and say the coaching.
And he's still got this arrogant smirk, as if we've won 5-0. We've lost 5-0, Ollie. I think you need to get some specs. Good spec savers. Take G's glasses and actually use them, and maybe look at the scoreboard. And you might see.
No, I mean, I can't remember the last time a Liverpool player scored a hat-trick at Old Trafford. It must have been maybe 18, 20 years ago or something. I legit, I can't remember.
And Liverpool have had some great players in between that time. Great attacking players.
Even Suarez, peak Suarez. I don't remember peak Suarez scoring a hat-trick at...
I think he scored 2.
So like a brace, like someone who scored a brace, something like that, So, but a hat trick, no. And he scored that hat trick before Pogba got sent off as well, So, bro, you know, we obviously know Ollie needs to go. I don't think anyone has any.
Listen, Jay, he should have gone after Europa League.
Yeah,
I've said it for a while.
Well, they gave him a new contract, didn't he? They
should have gone after that. Precisely, he was out of contract. You could have easily moved him on. He had half a season left on his contract. You could have easily moved him on. Got somebody in who could have had a full transfer window in the summer. But no, you've decided to stick with this deluded Norwegian clown. And then what? We've given him the money. We've given £400 million. He's built a brilliant. He's built a brilliant squad. But he's not the man for this squad. I'm sorry. When you can't even discipline your players to avoid a red card, for example, you can't even discipline them in terms of being in the right positions. You're out of your depth. But it takes balls for somebody to admit that. And if he came out on national TV and he admitted that, he's going to lose his job. But do you know the one thing that he'll get? He'll get the respect and he'll keep his legacy.
Yeah,
that is the one thing that he will get, because he cannot honestly sit there and say the words. He doesn't believe in the words that he says. I don't think, realistically, he's crazy, and he doesn't believe in some of the words that he says. Where the coaching staff's brilliant. We came here with a plan. We're gonna take the fight to Liverpool and everything. Whenever have we done that before and succeeded?
Wait, sorry, hold up. Is this true? We come too far to give up now.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, BBC quote. That's a BBC quote. I can't remember what the journalist.
I don't understand
that
what you mean by we've come to. What do you mean?
The question to Ollie was: do you think that you're the right man for the job? And then we've come too far now just to give up, and that was it. That's his answer.
I don't
just those words.
I don't understand that, Ollie, bro. We've come too far. I mean, I will always credit Ollie and say that at the very least, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer leaves, he would have left the team in a much better position. I mean, in terms of the squad, than when he came before. That I will always give credit to Ole, because we can now say when Ole took over the team, no one would have said, "Oh, this team can challenge for the title." When Mourinho left, now if Ole leaves, we can say,
everybody said that Mourinho was boring. We never lost 5-0. We never lost 5-0. Not even in his last game, where we was absolutely dreadful against Liverpool. No. We didn't lose 5-0
as well. At home as well. That's the big thing. And what I would say, and I've got a few people.
I'll send you the quote, by the way. So then, if you want to show it on stream or anything.
Yeah, no, I will actually. What I would say, and what I've said to other people in the streams, that like, I obviously go in hammer on Ollie, but at the same time, I also have to criticize these players, because I don't care who's in charge of Manchester United. When it's a derby, when it's Liverpool at Old Trafford, okay, you have to step up and be up for this game and be focused. And
I've just sent you it as well, but carry on, Jay. Go on.
Yeah, and I don't get Luke Shaw and Maguire were garbage, and to be honest, they've been garbage all season. To be honest,
yeah.
Like, most of those goals came down that left-hand side due to poor communication, oftentimes because Maguire was ball watching and then pulling Shaw to the left. But even still, Shaw's positional sense was epitomized when they bumped into each other, and then Liverpool scored their second goal. McFred aside, even though that choice is still a problem.
Don't even and
I'm not going to go into that. Like, at the end of the day, I still expect you to deliver a professional, because it's like, I watched the Brighton versus City game yesterday, right? And I was like, yes, Brighton lost the game, but they played really good football. When the Brighton fans left the stadium, they're like, yeah, we lost 3-1, but the way that we lost was fine. So I still leave the stadium being like, okay, we lost the game, but it was a good, entertaining football. We gave it a go. We worked hard. Yes, we made 1-2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
This game, I'm like, what the hell are any of these players doing? If you want to lose, fine, but at least fucking lose. Sorry, language. Lose well.
Yeah, lose trying. That's how I see it.
Lose well. Like, put your back. Like, you're not going in to win the tackles. You're not being sharp. You're not rigorous. You're not doing anything that shows you that you actually
didn't want it. G. Did not want it. Did not want it at all.
And that is what. And that for me, that's the shocking thing about it, because like This is Liverpool at Old Trafford. We barely lose here, and you're like, we don't care.
Yeah.
You know,
precisely. And it's like I've said it all along since Europa League final. Since the Europa League final, I've said it all along. Manchester United will never be good. Will never be bad enough in a run where we will sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and it will force the owner's hands. We'll never be bad enough to sack him, but we'll never be good enough to win anything. We're just going to be stuck in the middle. So fasten your seatbelts. He'll get the full season. He's not going. Any Manchester United fan knows he should go after this performance.
Yeah,
he should go. Yeah. There's no way. There's no talking around it, Ollie. Just put your resignation in and hand the job to somebody who can actually do it properly, and you'll leave with a bit of dignity. And it's like Average Joe said, the guy who came on before me. Respect to him. With the one point that he made, Sir Alex Ferguson was in that stand today. Anybody who knows Manchester United as much as he does knows that this is not right. Yeah. He could have done at the age that he is at, and he's had nearly 7-8 years out of the game. He would not lose 5-0 tonight. No. Mourinho would not lose 5-0. Van Gaal, Moyes, none of them would lose 5-0. Yeah. And it's not the first time this has happened. Let's take it the Spurs game, 6-1 at home. No fans were in that stadium. Lucky, very very lucky on that day. See the difference today. 4-0 half time, booed off. It doesn't even want to. And anybody who can see it, he's turning his face away from the fan. He doesn't even look at him. He can't look at him.
Yeah, of course he can't look at him.
He can't look at him.
You can't look at fans after you're 4-0. You're 4-0 down at home to your rivals. Of course you couldn't. You were in charge when Liverpool won their first Premier League title in 30 years, and potentially they might win their second, depending on how things go. You're now praying that either City or Chelsea, and out of those, I probably will pick City. And not as daft as that sounds to win the Premier League, because Chelsea fans are Chelsea fans, and Liverpool, God forbid. So, you're now praying for. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. You're praying for others to win things when we shouldn't be. We should be winning them. Yeah. We should be up there. We should be in the mix to stop this. Stop all this chaos. And like I say,
Rasmus says the thing. Yeah, I've come too far.
That's it. That's precisely it.
And like I said, I agree. I like, too close to what? What are you close to? What exactly? The league says that we're 8. We're what? How many points are we behind?
We're 7th. We're on the same points as Brighton, Spurs, and Arsenal.
And we how many points behind top? Is it 8 points?
Well, they're 22. So 8 points.
8 points. So 8 points behind first.
And we're 7th.
And we're 7th. And don't get me wrong, if you sack him now, you can make that up. 8 points is still not that bad with how many games we have. If you sack him now,
precisely, sack him now. And I'm sorry, I don't care what money you've asked everybody the question. I'll save you your words, G. Go do whatever it takes. Get this guy out tonight. I'm not talking about tomorrow. Get him out tonight. Give him his little 10 million, 15 million pound payoff. Go back to Norway and coach some kids, Ollie.
Yeah.
Go to. I don't care what money it costs. Go to Ajax and buy Erik ten Hag out of that contract.
Yeah.
Buy him out of that contract.
Yeah.
I don't buy this with Conte and Zidane. To be honest with you, there'll be too much push and shoving with the ownership, and they won't be giving it. If this is any other person other than a club legend tonight, everybody would be asking for his head. Everybody would be asking for the head. There is no way you can get past this tonight. No way. Ronaldo, Pogba.
I need to just get a few more people in, but just final thoughts on where we basically go from here. Like, does he get sacked tonight?
Sack him.
Who do you think should? Well, no, I'm asking. Does he get? Do you think that he will be sacked tonight?
No.
And then
no, he'll get the end of the season. G, I'm telling you now, he'll get the end of the season, and unless we're going to have a capitulation when we're going to lose 5-0 for the next 3 or 4 weeks, he's not going to go because we know who runs our board. Who pays the bills? The owners. The owners pay the people on the board. That just tells you it all. And they're not footballing people, they're business people. If there was a massive economic boom where we lose billions of pounds, then there'd be at panic stations. Right, we need to make redundancies. Right, we'll get rid of the manager. That is the only reason why I would ever do it. And I'll just leave you on this last point. Like I said, Ten Hag would be my choice. I'll leave you on this last point.
Yeah, man.
Put the Super Bowl toward the Glazers. If you want to win the Super Bowl with Tampa, or you put the Premier League and the Champions League to win with Manchester United. Yeah, anybody in the comments can answer that question. And you answer that question. Which are they choosing, G? The Super Bowl or the Premier League and Champions League?
I know what they're choosing, man.
Yeah, they're choosing the Super Bowl. That is where the money is, America. The money is in America.
Yeah, I know, man.
I'm not to swear or anything, G, or anything, but it's the best way you can. We are the side bitch to the Buccaneers.
Yeah,
We're the side bitch to the Buccaneers, and it's the easiest way of saying that. But I'm going to leave you now anyway, G, and everybody in the comments, yeah, give the video a like, subscribe, everything
thanks
to Red Devil Studio.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it. So I haven't done one of these, like I said, in a while, but I think some of us all just need to vent, to be honest. So because this has gone on for too long, man. Take care, buddy, man. See you later.
Yeah. See you.
Nick, man, thanks for waiting, man. Are you there?
Evening, boss.
Evening, boy. Evening, bro.
Today is my birthday.
Where do you start? Where do we start?
Today is my birthday.
Oh, sorry, bro.
I finished college in December, bro. This was one of the worst performances that I've ever seen from Manchester United.
Yep.
I thought he should have been gone by halftime. They should have given him a text from halftime, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, Maguire should not be Manchester United captain.
Yeah.
He cannot handle his nerves.
Yeah.
He and Luke Shaw, I've seen this happen. I've seen it happen in the Spurs match before.
Yeah.
There's no communication between the two.
Yeah.
One of them always tries to be the leader of taking up control over the ball. Thirdly, I believe I agree with everything that the previous guy said. I think his name Tom Journalist. Ole should not have gotten a renewed track after Villarreal. Should have never gotten that renewed contract.
No, I don't know why. I don't know why. He didn't win any trophies. Okay, yes, he finished second. I'll bet in a a league where Chelsea started badly, Liverpool had injuries, But okay, he finished second. He improved from a league position, but he didn't win any trophies. And you said, you know what? We're going to give you a 4-year contract.
We're literally rewarding failure, bro. We're rewarding failure. And don't get me wrong, I respect that him probably take us, him improve the squad, quote unquote. But that is not the level that we want to be at.
No.
Chelsea, I'm jealous of Chelsea right now. That is how I feel.
So go on. You cut out a bit. Go on.
I'm jealous of Chelsea.
Yeah.
Are you seeing what he's saying? Yes, we have big games coming up. So no time to sulk. No time to feel sorry for yourselves. We have time. We have to come together. I just watched the man post-match interview. I don't think that he thinks he's under pressure. That is my biggest fear. I don't think he feels like he's under pressure. And the gall of Paul Scholes to come out at Paul Pogba when we were 4-0 before he was even on the field.
Yeah.
Bro, it doesn't make any sense. Nothing makes any sense. Why go after Paul Pogba?
I mean, it's almost like, I was like, when Arsenal last season, when Arteta finished 8th and 1-0, I was like, that's dumb. Why wasn't he sacked? Okay, yes, I get it. In the first season, he won the FA Cup and he finished 8th. So you're thinking, okay, the logic might be that he might push on and improve from there. But the following season, he finished 8th, 1-0. So you're like, that's surely sackable, isn't it, for a club like Arsenal?
Twice. They came 8th twice.
That's so you're thinking, but then they still went ahead and go and said, you know what, we're going to back him, etc. And if you ask any Arsenal fan, their mindset has changed. They're thinking, we're not even thinking about top 4. Top 6 would be good. And so a part of me is, sorry?
They just want Europe.
Just get into Europe or just improve. So part of me thinks, is that what we are now? That we're trusting the process so that it doesn't really matter where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer finishes, just so long as we,
Red Devil, listen. The thing that I can say with Arsenal, their squad is nothing compared to ours. I don't even subscribe to the idea that we don't have the right personnel. Because with the right players, with the right manager, a manager will find a way to get the best out of those players. Jorginho and Kovacic were two of the worst players in Lampard's reign. And all of a sudden, Jorginho is getting fraud in his way to a Ballon d'Or. Come on, bro.
If Ollie got sacked, and obviously I hope he does, and okay, now I'll put this out there. Because it's just Ole Gunnar Solskjaer getting sacked bears no bearing on what he did in 1999. So that's something that I always just make clear. He doesn't. What he did in 1999 doesn't somehow get diminished, the treble or whatever, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer failed at Manchester United. That should be very, very abundantly clear. He will always be a legend, in my opinion, based on that moment. Because at the end of the day, no other English club has won a treble. And hopefully that will stay the case, aside from us, based on that moment, So that was awesome. But if he does go, who realistically? Because bearing in mind that, like, if when we talk about sacking Ollie, if Ollie does go, usually what tends to happen is that managers have an interim. So you're really just going to have Phelan there, who's the assistant, who is basically the manager anyway. So it's not really a sacking if you sack Ollie. So who do you think can realistically come in like ASAP and be the manager for Manchester United mid-season?
Bro, everything you just said is my fear. When we sack him tonight, who is going to come in? One, my ideal would be Eric Ten Hag. However, if it was Eric Ten Hag, we should have given him from the season start.
Yeah.
Because he's going to implement his own style.
Yeah. And also,
however, if we're doing it right now, Conte is the guy. But I don't see Conte as a long-term man. And I believe that Man U needs a long-term man.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love Ten Hag at Manchester United, but he's the type of guy where I just don't see, because Ajax are balling right now in the Champions League and in the league.
With scrubs. Sebastian Haller couldn't score a goal.
Sebastian Haller is the top scorer in the Champions League right now. I didn't know that. I was like, this is a guy who was not scoring for West Ham. This guy's now the top.
West Ham took a right back and put him in striker for him. Mikel Antonio was a right back, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But unfortunately, Ten Hag is the type of, from what I can tell, the type of coach where I just don't see him leaving Ajax midway through the season. Like, I'm going to leave you in that situation. So I just don't see that. So if we were to get him, for me, it would be at the end of the season. So in my mind, the difficulty with me is that, for me, with the managers available, Ten Hag, maybe an Enrique, possibly all those, but they're in the middle of stuff. And it's like, you can't make that. So then you're left with the managers that are unemployed. And that
don't get me wrong, Zidane, I rate him, but we don't have Modric. We don't have Casemiro.
No.
We don't have Ronaldo. We don't have Benzema. We have an aging Ronaldo, bro.
No.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So that is my thing. I've never I seen him work in adversity with the squad that he had last year when they went to Chelsea, but they weren't really good. They were being carried by Benzema, really. So
yeah, exactly.
I
think that's very, very important that people establish it, because I love Zidane. I love Zidane as a player, and I think he's a good motivational man manager. And maybe that is what United need. I don't know. Maybe they need a Zidane like Madrid, when Zidane came into Madrid and gave them that. Maybe we just have a lot of personalities in the dressing room, and Zidane can come in and be like, "Listen, I won it all. Listen to me," and we can click on. Maybe that might work. What I do know is that's more likely to work than Conte's.
His demands,
disciplinarian, sort of they can work in some places.
I can see Conte ending just like Mourinho ended. I can see it. I can see triumph, but I can also see it ending pretty quickly as well.
You can see. You saw it with Chelsea. Like, he won the Premier League for them, and then the following season he falls out with Hazard, he falls out with Costa, he falls out with I think Alonso. There were a few other people that he fell out with, and then the board, and then he left. So it was
I still think we should chance it though. That is how bad I'm feeling right now. I think we should chance it. But ideally, I prefer Ten Hag.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, to be honest, at this point, some people say even Graham Potter. Because, we
laugh, but Graham Potter is a better manager. We laugh, but it's.
I watched that City game yesterday against Brighton. Brighton played well.
If Brighton had Cavani in their team,
exactly,
even just Cavani, just have one person that can actually score. I think they have the highest XG.
Okay, so Raz was saying Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I'll get you to the final point because I'm going to bring Bayern Studio in. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will get the chance to change, I believe, but there will be untold pressure from every source. Another legend to whom that will be in the club is secondary. I mean, you say that, I remember after Liverpool, Mourinho drove in and he got sacked the following day. So, I mean, to be fair to Gary, Neville, I know people cousin, but to be fair to Gary and a lot of the United pundits, none of the United pundits have ever been, because people like, you should say that Ole should be sacked.
That's true what you're saying, right?
But to be fair, they never did that to any coach. Gary Neville never said Mourinho should be sacked or Van Gaal, or etc. So I think it's a bit of a stretch to say that these ex-players should be saying Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not good enough or should be sacked, because they never did technically say that about any of the other managers. So that, to be fair, but which is why it's not going to matter, because the board are probably going to pull the trigger. But so finally, just last question before I get to Bayern Studio, like, what do you if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does stay, what do you think is going to happen to the season? Champions League, Premier League, etc. What do you see the outcome?
All right, what I can give Ole, what I can give him is every time there's a bad result, he somehow we never go on a very bad result for probably 2-3 games in a row. We probably get like a odd 1 point in a possible 9. But we never really get slapped up. What I initially thought, if we got beaten in midweek and then got beaten again today, he would have been sacked. But that win in midweek, it messed up everything. So next week we have Spurs. We'll probably might get a result, but it's not looking good if you want to sack him, especially if he gets a result.
I don't think we were going to get a result at Spurs this way, to be honest. I really we're playing like we haven't. The only team I'm just thinking in the league. What teams have we won against? Okay, we beat Newcastle, and I think we just about beat Wolves, even though Wolves were the better team, and we just about beat. I think it was we were slightly better team against. We were the better team against West Ham.
Lucky against West Ham, bro.
But we were still a bit lucky. So the only team I can Leeds as well. So the only teams I think that would say we were like comfortable, deserved to beat were Newcastle and Leeds. And those two teams are currently fighting a relegation battle.
Jesus Christ. Red Devil, good luck. Good luck on the hangout later after leave,
Bro, Magpies is making his debut, his return. So Red Devil is on here, Magpies is on there.
Good luck later, man. Good luck.
Take care, bro. Take care. See you later, man. See it. Bayern Studio, bro. Bayern Studio. Obviously, Bayern fan. As an outsider, what are your thoughts on this whole debacle? Oh, you there? Bayern Studio?
Oh, hello. I'm here.
Yo, man. What are your thoughts on this whole debacle, man?
Yes, we come too far to give up now. 99 winning goal, 2 Europa League finals, Premier League second spots. That's the list of all his achievements. And you just can't sack him now because of a bad day at the office, accidents.
I think it's a bit more of a bad day at the office. I think it's it's if you go into the office and your manager tells you that he's been banging your wife. That's kind of the nature of it. You can have a bad day, and then it's like, I don't know what's just happened there. So I think that's more of a manager. But so go on.
The prayers are to be fault. Maguire was awful.
He was.
Just as Luke Shaw and Fred.
Mm-hmm.
So you just can't blame Ole Gunnar Solskjaer like that. We have to trust the process. We come too far to give up now.
I'm assuming you're trolling. I've got to assume you're trolling, Studio. I'm trying to because I assume you are. So I'm not won't bite, but I assume you are. But what I will say is that one of the positives is that United cannot face Bayern Munich, because if United face Bayern Munich, I want what you did to Barcelona to be remembered in Champions League history. That was a lubrication in one game. Was it 8-2 or something? If we face Bayern Munich, it could be in double digits with that defense.
Yeah.
And I mean double digits.
Yes, but now in a more serious note, Manchester United off the ball behavior is deficient. The defensive transition is one of the slowest I have ever seen. As a Bayern Munich fan, when the team lost the ball, the players immediately press to get the ball back. But in Manchester United, that doesn't happen.
No,
the players don't press. And Nagelsmann said that the position of the players when they are attacking is the most important part when they lost the ball. So if they are disorganized offensively, that will impact the defensive behavior. So do you understand?
I understand, yeah.
That's the manager's fault. The players can't possibly be given blame for that. The coaching staff and the coach's fault. So the sensible.
So what do you think? So what do you think should happen? So as a Bayern fan, do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should be, in all seriousness, should be sacked now? And if let's be real, he probably is going to be. I don't think it's going to be if it's a matter of when. And which manager should come in to replace him realistically?
So all right, the sensible thing to do is to sack Ring right now, without no doubt or hesitation. And in your second question, which manager should be hired? All right, Roberto Martinez from the Belgian national team is an option. He was scouted by Barcelona a few days ago. And, the second, which was discussed previously, Conte.
Okay.
And Zidane, and outside that, we couldn't mention Pirlo, perhaps.
Again, I don't know whether you're trolling here. I don't like what I would love is if I don't know how much money, because United are quite a rich club, so I don't know whether we can just give Bayern Munich say 100 million to get Nagelsmann from you guys. We can get him. You can go and get maybe Lucien Favre or someone again, and we can just, if we could, how much would it take for Manchester United to pinch Nagelsmann from Bayern Munich?
He's not for sale.
He's not for sale. Not
you,
for sale.
You lost
everyone has a price. Everyone has a price, man. Everyone has a price.
You had the opportunity, huh?
We did have the opportunity, and we didn't, stupidly. Just like with Klopp, But I know, Ans, I see you in the chat. I'm going to come to points. No way are we giving it to Steve Bruce, even though he did play for Manchester United, man. But yeah, at the end of the day, you're obviously going back to your signature point. Like, you're right, the tactics from top to finish and the coaching just is not good enough. But at the same time, you also the players as well just are not really popping up. So, final thoughts. So I just got someone else in. Just final thoughts, Brian.
So yeah, the sensible thing to do is to fire Ole Gunnar Solskjaer right now, and maybe Carrick could take over. Not sure if he has the abilities, but
well, they're all there right now, and they all seem to be Carrick feeling. That's the thing I think that people don't understand, is that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't really do much of the coaching. So if he gets sacked and we're trying to wait to get someone now, the second choice is going to be Mike Phelan, who is the one that is doing the coaching. So it's quite strange. It's very strange.
Yeah, but I remember the Hansi Flick. Kovac was fired, and Hansi Flick took over from an interim job, and the rest, you know what happened.
Yeah,
but
it could work like that. But I just think that Mike Phelan's, in my impression, as an assistant, seems to be the one that seems to be doing much of the coaching. So I just don't see how the coaching would change really if he just becomes the main manager, because he's the one that's doing most of the coaching anyway. So, but bro, thanks for coming on, man, and thanks for giving me your thoughts as a Bayern fan. Just fingers crossed we just don't see you in the Champions League. Take care.
I hope. Goodbye. I hope you see each other in the knockout round of 16.
If you can face Chelsea and do that to Chelsea FC, I'd appreciate that more, man. But
double digits incoming.
Take care, man. See you later. See you. Is it Tendai? Tendai, can you hear me? You there? Tendai? Tendai? Can you hear me? Let me know if you're in the chat. Ooh. Are you there? Tendai? Okay. Right. Okay. I think I'm still live anyway. Just put a message in the private chat to see if when you're ready to come on. So, but I will begin to wrap things up. Just a last few comments. I've read, shout out to Ant. Ollie's at the wheel. I think the MOT has expired though. 800 million down the drain. The fridge looks like we're going, bro. Leicester fleeced United, man. Fleeced us badly. Fleeced us badly. They really, really did. If Ole ends up staying, the team will be beyond Saudi, and the best will make Ronaldo play the Conference League. Like, at this point, you're already you're in October, thinking we need to secure top four, like ASAP. We need to secure top four. We need to secure top four. We need to secure top four because Ronaldo will want to play in the Champions League. Ronaldo, and even the Champions League now, you're like crap. We need to. I don't see United, unless you make a change, I don't see United beating Villarreal, or we can beat Young Boys at home, probably, with 9 points. But like last season, you're seeing what happened last season where Villarreal and Atalanta will beat Young Boys home and away, and then we are the ones that lose to every single team in the group. That's what you will see happen. We need to beat one of Atalanta, Villarreal, and I just see us losing both games. I really, really do. And that will put us back into the Europa League, most likely, which is where this team deserves to be right now under this manager. Feeling weird saying that would at best. Yeah, man. I just... guys, it's not been great. It's really, really not been great. And I've sort of talked about, gone through these things, like Ole and the coaching, the players, the board. I think we've covered pretty much most of those things. Sorry, I missed that there, because those are the issues. Those are the issues, in my opinion, anyway. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to go. But I fear it's weird because he needs to go, but I fear what happens next. And right now, I would love a Ten Hag. He's not going to leave Ajax midway through the season. So really, if you're going to sack him out and it's time to bring someone in, it's Zidane or Conte. And Conte has issues and Zidane has issues, you know. So we're not in a good... This is the problem. We're not even in a good situation. We're really, really not. Maybe you spend money to get someone out of a national team like a Mancini or Enrique, if that's a possibility. But, you know, most teams, most players have to be like, well, you know what? We'll just use the assistants at the end of the season. And that looks like what it's going to be. And that's a shame. That is a shame. 10-day, you there, man? 10-day? 10-day, can you hear me? Can you hear me, 10-day? I think there might be an issue with your connection, buddy. So just get into the chat, man. Just get into the chat and or sort out the connection. So I'm really rounding up here. So yeah. Thanks. I mean, it's been good. It's been good to vent as well. Thanks for those who obviously came on to vent as well. I say I don't do many live post matches, but I think we need, after this lubrication, I think we needed to. I think that it's just bad, man. It was just bad. It was just so bad. And I just don't really see what does he say? I do believe in myself. I'm getting close to what we want at the club. I don't know what that. Yeah, again, what is that? Again, Rasmus, I don't know what that is either. I don't know what being close is at this point. I'm tired of the promises. I'm tired of the give us time. I'm tired of all those things, because at the end of the day, that doesn't make up for losing 5-0 to one of your greatest rival at home. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. It really doesn't. Surely he isn't deluded to think that we are getting closer. No, I that's what I think. Is he? You know, is he that we got knocked out in our first game in the competition in West Ham in the Carabao Cup? Do you think with the way we're playing, where we aren't even, I would argue right now, we're not even in the top 10 of Premier League teams. Villa beat us at home. They got put aside fairly comfortably by Arsenal. Everton got larynxed by Watford in a comeback, and we struggled to beat them at Old Trafford. Like I said, the only teams that we've been able to comfortably beat somewhat on, and that's even that's a stretch. So I remember that Newcastle game, you know, was Newcastle and Leeds. Probably Leeds was the easier one. Like, we are so easy to play against. We are so easy. We are defensively disorganized, you know, and if not for the front three, we're just easy to play against. We're just so easy to play against right now. And we need a change in the coach, a change in the coaching staff. We need to clear out, and we need it soon. Because if we don't, we're going to be like Arsenal, where we're going to start celebrating 8th and 7th. And we'll finish because at this rate, we're going to finish a lot lower than second. A lot lower than second, because there are at least 10 teams in the league that I would say are probably better than this current Manchester United side, maybe even more. There's a few comments I just want to go back to. I was only out after the Europa League, didn't expect to win the league, but we have been getting violated game to game. It's painful. Yep, I agree. Conference League, and even the Conference League, I'd say it's a bit sketchy. I would. 10 died to, and I assume that teammate trying to get in. Is your connection a bit ishy? I don't know. Ollie's making my phone act wired. Can't even get onto the stream. Yeah, yeah, bro. Let me try one, but let me try. Bro, can you hear me? I can't hear you, man. It looks like your mic's on as well. Like, I think maybe it's just a connection issue, man. I've got no idea, man. But thank you for stopping by, buddy. Guys, if you're new to the channel, by the way, please like, share, and subscribe. It goes a long way. Maybe even consider becoming a member to support RDS Old Man G on this stream. It goes a long way. I want to try and push this channel further when I get a bit more time. So, but yeah, like if you can't do that, give me a like, give me a subscribe, you know, and just get involved and stay tuned for further United videos, man. Guys, I'm done. It's been an hour and a bit, and I think right now it's just going to be interesting to see what happens in the next coming week. Very, very interesting, because I think that this is the game that completely turns the fans against Ole. I really, really think it does. See, is this who I think it is? Someone says device not connected. Is it Shawnee? If this is, I'm going to wait for a second. If this dude is coming in, guy, Shawnee, are you a Liverpool fan? If you're listening to this, I guess if he's, I should bring him on, but I will see. I'll try attending one more. Nah, it's device. Try and connect if you can. If you have issues, then let me know. So because I'm gonna round this up soon. Well, in about a minute or so. Yeah, Shawnee. Rasmus says, I was thinking of joining for a sec, but no point. I'll be all angry. And yeah, bro. I mean, Shawnee says, can I ring? What do you mean? Oh, ring me. Yeah, if you want to ring. Oh, so ring me and then have me come on. Yeah, you can. If you ring me, then I'll put you on my mic if you want to have your say. But unless like you don't have to put your camera on, you can. If you have a mic, that works too on your phone or something. Because StreamYard is actually, for those who want to know, StreamYard is actually on mobile. So if you have a mobile, you can go onto StreamYard via your mobile as well. Just log in via your browser. That's also an option. But let me just so I'll just wait for two people, then I'll bounce. But yeah, cool. This is my okay. Ooh, Shawnee, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
We can. You got. So you're on speaker now. So just to introduce, Shawnee is a Liverpool fan. So Shawnee, do you want to stop my camera for a second? Do you want to give your thoughts, buddy?
Absolutely. I don't know whether we did you a favour there today. If it was like a draw, or maybe we just beat you like 1-0, 2-1, or something like that, maybe they would have continued to hang on, because obviously every United fan is kind of screaming for Ole to be out. And so I don't know, I don't know whether that was a bit of a favour, but I didn't join from the beginning of the show, but I'm gathering that's the general consensus at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Even though United aren't having the greatest of seasons, at least they're still hovering around, I'm guessing, Champions League spots. But do you reckon there's Zidane or someone like that's going to do any better?
It's a difficult one, because each one of them has their own risks. I mean, Rich Sports and Charles Ritual says, we were lucky Liverpool took it easy after the red. Exactly. If this was Bayern Munich or any other team, then they would have, if it was Bayern Munich, it could have potentially been double digits. But I honest, the question is, I don't know, Sean. I don't know if any other map comes in, but it's like the whole thing's like there needs to be a change. And is that Zidane? Is that Conte? Will they be able to? I don't know. But what people do know is that the current situation right now is not tenable, and you can't lose to Liverpool at home 5-0. That's just
not for a club as big as United anyway.
If it was Liverpool, it was. The only difference between is that Klopp has won the Premier League and Champions League. So if that happened at Anfield, Liverpool fans would be annoyed, but they would still be kind of like, well, he did win us. He has credit in the bank. So there'd still be a kind of like, yes, it's crap and we're angry, but he's got that credit. If he hadn't won those trophies, they would demand he be sacked. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has no credit as a manager at Manchester United right now. He has a credit as a player, winning us that treble, but as a manager, he has zero credit. And that is why so should be treated as such. But sorry, go on.
So, no, I get it. He's like on a short leash to a certain extent. I just like at the moment, I'm very blessed as a Liverpool fan to have Klopp, because if we didn't have Klopp right now, managers have an average of staying at a club for like 2 years. 2-3 years. They're not doing the business, and like Mourinho is just traveling around clubs. Or the Benitez. What's the fella?
Ancelotti.
Ancelotti, Ancelotti. They're just like kind of flying around clubs, and it's just they just can't seem to settle and get stuff done at the club. So like I don't know, like, because obviously eventually at some point Klopp is going to leave Liverpool as well, and I fear that moment, because at the moment I can't really see any other managers out there that I want, So for a Man United fan, okay, fair enough, Ole's not great and he's maybe not achieving the heights that you want, but he's kind of just keeping things steady, and you're kind of heading toward the direction that you want to move in, and it's just, can he take the club to the next level within a couple of years, or do you just like look at that short leash that you said that he's on and just like go, okay, cut the rope, let him go, and let's just try it with somebody else. And if it doesn't work with him, cut that rope, let him go, and just like go through the cycle of managers until there's like good promise. Like I'm personally scared of that, because that could take 6 years, So I don't know. Like I say, blessed to have Klopp. I hope he stays, till I think it's 2026, 2025 or something that his contract until.
2020. I think it's 2 more years or something like that. I think 2 or 3 more years. 2 years, I think. Yeah.
2 years. Yeah, that's it. Like I just hope that by some miracle he extends his contract and stays longer. But like I say, I'm scared. Like, who else is there? Like, I don't know who else is at that level. Like, I mean. Yeah, I don't know. So, like, I'm personally scared of doing that whole cycling through the manager's routine. But maybe United fans are thinking otherwise. Like, anything's better than this,
Yeah, getting lubricated at home like this and being nowhere close to competing for a trophy in 3 years, I think that cuts the crease biscuit. He had one final in Europa where he bottled it with the subs. He then bottled several semi-finals as well, and then this season right now it's just regression that we're seeing. Yeah, that's the thing, it's gonna be difficult. And shout out to Lucas in the live chat, big up. But Sean, man, I'm just rounding off, but thanks for calling, man, appreciate it, and thanks for giving your comments, man. Speak to you in a bit.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Cool. So that was Sean, Liverpool fan, giving his thoughts, and I like that. At the end of the day, guys, we lick our wounds, we go again, and if he does stay, we go again. But my advice, and it was similar to my advice when Mourinho was that don't put any emotion or investment in it in United. You can support the club, but I wouldn't put any until things change. I wouldn't put any emotion or investment into it. If you've got better things to do, if you've got time, or the rest of it, do something else. I would not put any emotion investment into this football club right now until things change, or until there is evidence that things are going to change for the better. And right now, there's not. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, United X. Smash the notification button, latest United news and more. Have a nice day, guys, and cheers.